Hey, folks, just a friendly reminder that all shows on the Madness Comic Network are produced by their individual hosts and in no way reflect the opinions of the network as a whole.
Flip City Magazine is just really pulling out all the stops, man. Your guys' production value of this magazine has gone insane. I mean, look at that. I mean, I remember when you guys, it was black and white. Even when it was black and white, I thought your quality was great. But damn, they have just, I mean, they just really stepping it up a notch. Look at this. James Corbett, boys. James Corbett.
Genuinely cutting. But also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
The future. The final frontier. It has never been so uncertain as now. AI, VR, haptic wear, nanotechnology, mass destruction with a remote click. Now we are finally seeing the true potential and dangers of an ever-connected and overly policed hyper-technological world. Have we finally become the architect of our own demise? Is there still hope? Welcome to the future. Welcome to Punk Droid.
What up? What's happening? What is really happening right now? Man, I've been busy. But I am here. I'm tired. Late into the evening. Just doing whatever I can to get people to look at us, you know. And one of the reasons that I try to get people to look at us, because sometimes we have shows like this where cool people come out and show their skills, their drawing talent. And trust me, we get some people come out here that got some real talent. We have a good time, hang out for a couple hours, go on back to our real lives, whatever you want to call it. But welcome to Madness Open DrawStream. We got some big stuff coming. Like tomorrow, we got a countdown during Monday Madness. Monday Madness is going to be a 3-hour show tomorrow. 5 o'clock with Joseph Lee's. 6 o'clock is open if somebody wants to come in and pimp their stuff during the 6 o'clock hour tomorrow on the Monday Madness. You are more than welcome to do so. And then, of course, we have our countdown with Kurt, our boy Kurt Sauer. And we're going to be counting down that Spectrus in Sabanian. I'm going to show you that trailer right now. Check it out. It is good stuff. I have the first 4. I like it. Go get book 5. Go get all 5. Go get them right now. Because tomorrow that ends, man. We'll be counting it down right here on the Madness Comic Network. That's what we do. Now, with all that out the way, it's time to bring in the first couple of arrivals to the weekly Madness Open DrawStream. Anybody wants to come out and draw, come hang out with these guys. James is a regular, comes out pretty much every week, unless, you know, tornadoes or something.
That was last week.
How you doing, James?
I'm doing good. Hopefully all this weather is gone by now. We got a couple of weeks where we don't have to mess with this crap.
Man, I had Little League tournament yesterday, and it pretty much rained all afternoon.
Oh, no. I mean, you know, when they showed that national news of Valley View getting that truck stop got hit on by an F3, possibly F4 tornado, that's only about an hour away from me. And that's the one that had the fatalities and everything. So,
yeah, we also had an earthquake and a tornado within 100 miles of each other in Mexico.
Well, that's Mexico. I'm trying to stay away from that.
In Mexico, man, we had an earthquake in California, and we also have an earthquake in the backstage. His name is Christian freaking Zappo. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
How's that for an introduction? We have an earthquake in the backstage. We call it Christian. Yeah.
I put on a few pounds, but it ain't that bad.
So yeah, good to see you guys. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You know, as always, we're here to have a good time, watch you guys draw. So I just let you guys introduce yourself. James, go ahead, tell everybody who you are, what you do.
My name is James Lee. I am the creator, owner of the Steins universe and the Dark Goddess. I am a well-renowned horror author, New York Times list author on horror. And right now I'm doing a beautiful picture of Power Girl and Desaad. So I'm jumped from Marvel to now I'm back over to DC. I got all my sketch covers done. They're all in the mail. They're all gone out. So that's all up like that. So if you want to find out more about me, go over to my website. It's listed underneath my name right there on the screen. So just go over there. All the artwork that I do on the live draw stream is up for sale. So if you want to buy it, go over there, pick it up, and it's it. It's cool stuff.
There it is. There it is. And Mr. Zappo, tell everybody who you are, what you do.
Well, my name is Mr. Zaffo. I am the creator of the Chosen One universe, better known as the COU. I am currently working here on the first several pages of the third installment book, while the other one is at the colorist, waiting for a July campaign that's going to kick off. My website is right there under my name. If you're interested or want to check out more of it, head over there. There's also a sign up on the page. It's free. You can keep sign up to get information, exclusives, and you can also reach me over there. It has my links to Facebook and Instagram and all that cool stuff. And I did a campaign that is finishing fulfillment this weekend, and it was a long time coming, but it was a big project, and that will be offered again for anyone that missed it and might be interested. That'll be offered again in July when I start the new book.
What's the name of that one?
The new series that I'm coming out with is this 3-issue arc on one of the main characters in my universe. His name is Addix, it's called Addix Unbound Fury, and it's going to be 3 parts. This will be the
Good. Sounds good.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Got caught. Wow. Oops. Uh-oh. Thanks. I'm okay.
You all right?
Dog. Pop.
Go ahead, talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
You need a topic?
No, we got one. You take care of yourself.
Holy shit, Gorilla Glue. What? Ooh. Yeah. Okay. I'm fine, guys. I'm fine. I'm just. Ooh. Wasn't expecting that. That's all. Got something new yesterday. And it just kicked my ass. Yes, it did. What are you drawing, James?
Then Power Girl and Desaad. Desaad's in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually doing some.
She like sitting on his nose. But
no, it's just basically, she's like, it's like he's actually watching her through like spatial because he's on Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how that works.
Woo. Man, that was definitely more than I expected. Picked up something new yesterday to try it out. Yeah, wow. Okay. Be careful with that one. Oh. Mr. 269, that was very nice. I'll be back. I'm just saying. Yeah. I went and checked out a new dispensary yesterday just by chance because it was right there, and I was right there. And dude was really cool. I mean, it's a smaller one, but dude was really cool. And told him I might be back running a little commercial for him or something. Because, local sponsorships are good. Ain't that right, James?
Yeah, local sponsorships are great when you get them.
Yeah, local sponsorships are good. So, and we have one group that we broadcast to that's called Cool People Like Comic Books 2. And Cool People Like Comic Books 2 is based out of Michigan, something like that. But, it's like they let us broadcast there too. So usually I share everything we do to their group as well. Because they're Michigan based and that's where this all began. So, no telling where it'll end, but that's where it began. Man, so did you have your stockholders meeting, James?
That's tomorrow.
Oh man, I'm kind of looking forward to your update on that.
Did you see the video where I ripped the living shit out of them?
Well, yeah, but I'd like you to do that show on the madness if you would.
Yeah, WB Investor going off on Hollywood. Stay tuned at 5.
Well, yeah, kind of just like that. And I just posted a short Chuck Dixon doing pretty much just that.
No, I'll tell you what really caught my eye this week, and this is something interesting. I gotta stop. I'm talking. But Disney did a sneaky little move this week and posted a job posting that is under the radar.
Really?
And I'm gonna explain the job posting because this they want somebody to come into Marvel Comics and basically oversee all the spending on each book. And hold on. This is good. This is really good. To report to Feige, like I'm going to use one book just one book. Okay, say Uncanny X-Men. Okay,
right.
What they want is how much do we pay the artists, the writers, and the script, the colorist, and letterer? How much is all that costing us, plus the print costs? And what are we selling? What's our price point? And how much profit that one book brings in? And he wants it, and they want it for every book they put out. But which sounds like a CEO's thing. But the thing is, you do not have the control to stop production of a book, to hire or fire anybody, and to maintain a status quo. Now, is that kind of a screwball job or what?
It sounds like they refuse to believe that they're losing money because stuff is garbage.
Yeah, that is kind of exactly what it's like.
When I saw that, I was like going, just put out that you need a CEO to come in and fix everything. Just put that out there and let it go, and say we'll take our hands off. You can come in, write the ship of comic books, and fix everything.
Hold up. How much they going to pay this guy to come in and try and make it look like the books work?
It didn't say. That's the kicker too.
Because I'll do that job. I'll come in there and make it look like the books work. I'll do that. I'll tell everybody I'm doing that, but I'll do it.
No, I mean the thing is, I don't trust Disney as far as I can throw them.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I'll just go down.
I'm sure you heard of the big sell-off this last weekend. Last week, the super sale, which shocked everybody except me. I was hoping he would wait a little bit longer, but he did it anyway. An investor for Disney dumped $1 billion of stock.
Yep.
Which that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of money. And that sent the stock of Disney's into complete and utter chaos for a few days.
Well, there was rumors too that they were looking to unload Marvel, wasn't there?
Well, what I think they're going to do, I don't think they're going to unload Marvel. What I think they're going to do is they're going to shut the comic book company down and outsource it, like to IDW, or this is why they were talking with Todd McFarlane.
Well, I know Todd that they did that statue contract with them.
Well, the statue contract was first, but they've had Tyler Kirkman come up. They've had, they've talked with Todd. It looks like what they're trying to do is cut payroll. And what I mean by that is they'll hold on to the IPs and I'll run a business. I'll pay them some money for the IPs, and then I get to control the comic book company. But everybody that works for the comic book company is no longer affiliated with Disney in any shape, way, or form.
Yeah.
They're contract labor. You see what I'm saying?
Well, they got a better chance with IDW because they're in some hard times. Todd McFarlane has zero reason why he should do a deal with Marvel.
Well, IDW is a dumpster fire that's fixing to probably go under any day now.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they would stand the benefit.
I wouldn't go talk to IDW for nothing. Because of one main reason. The Wonder Girl herself's over there. And she is a cancer to comic books.
Well, I don't think if they did a deal with them like that, I don't think she would stay there.
I'm just.
She's got an editorial job over there.
I don't know, guys. I'm just like, look, put Shooter back in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Shooter wouldn't take it.
I know, but God, he could save it.
He wouldn't do it. He'd let it burn.
Sell Marvel back to Revlon.
It's just like, come on, man. Just make us some good comic books, and then people will buy them. The problem is, they just don't care about. They haven't cared long enough to ruin the fucking. Look, go back to newsprint, guys. Look, Marvel, go back to newsprint. Take the collectible part of it out of it. Just sell people cheap fucking books that they can read, fold up, put in their pocket like it used to be. Y'all might start making some money.
Well, that's not going to happen. And no, I want to. Okay, let me break some stuff down for you real quick. Number one, the problem that Marvel, Disney, DC, Warner Brothers, and everybody has, they have catered to a group of people who got on their soapboxes and got on their things and started complaining and yelling for all this bullshit. And when they got it, those people did not support what they were putting out.
Yeah. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about.
No, hold on. I'm going to get to where I'm going. And what happened was they lost the trust of the customer base. And this is when they were like, we got to make money. So this is when they started doing we're going to jack the books up to $4.18, $5 and bullshit. And they catered to try to make a offset of profit, which did not work. And now they're reeling, and now they're hurting a little bit. And this is why, and I keep saying this is why people are running to manga. Because
manga sells a disposable product.
Well, no, but there's a difference with the manga too. The manga is not affected by this group of people who have messed up the other comic books. And not only that, the way they sell the manga, the way it's sold is how it's done. Because I'm going to explain Shogun Jump. Shogun Jump delivers the same manga 3 different ways. They have what's known as a manga book that comes out every week, 1 book. And in that book, it has 8 pages of everything they put out on a timely manner. And it's very cheap. Then every 3 months, they put out a big book, which is like what we buy here in the United States. Those big, thick 200-page books, they put those out, and they sell those because everybody wants those so they can read them at home all together. And not only that, you can go to their website and you pay only $4.95 a month, and you get to read everything that comes out every week when it comes out. So you can sit there and read everything for $4 and something cents. So they have 3 different methods of putting out the same product at the same way, and they're just killing it. Not only that, but their storytelling is so much better, and they put out a better product. That's how come manga is kicking the living crap out of Marvel, DC, and everybody else.
I don't know. I look at them the same as Marvel and DC anymore, but my issue isn't with that. I'm talking about Marvel needs to go back to what they need to take the collectible angle out of it. They need to quit doing all the dumb shit, make comic books affordable, and like you said, with good content. Good content, make them affordable again. Nobody wants to pay $5.99 for a fucking 24-page book with 18 pages of story. Bad story.
That's the key right there. Bad story.
Yeah, but even if it was good story, nobody has that kind of. That's not disposable money anymore when you talk about that much per issue.
Well, I'll tell you something else that's hurt the comic book business, and I'm not being mean about it, but the crowdfunding, yes, it's helped the artists, but it's taking the store out of the equation.
Well,
and you're losing the because if you look at crowdfunding comic books, there is no cheap comic book in crowdfunding. There is nothing cheap about crowdfunding comic books. They're all $18 to $25 to $35 a book.
Not you ain't watching what we talking about around here, man. Because
no, I'm saying
$5 books around here.
I'm saying the majority of the books in crowdfunding are way more expensive.
I can't buy those books. I don't promote those books.
There's a reason for that, though.
Big guys, I don't care.
No, I mean, I know what the reason is. Like I said,
there's a lot of them. I mean, it's all financial reasons. The big companies can afford it more because of the amounts they get printed, the distribution,
correct,
investors.
Right. I'm not knocking
contracts.
I'm not knocking it crowdfunding. I'm just saying the trickle down effect toward the stores and everything that other people go to.
Yeah, but the payoff is there to an extent, because if you're paying $5 nowadays, $4 to $5 is the average in a comic book shop for a Marvel or DC book. I mean, yeah, you do have your $2.99s, your $3.99s, but those are far and few between now. So you go up to $10, you double your price. Hold on a second, you double your price, and then you're getting an ad-free book for the most part. Most of them are ad-free. You're getting almost double the pages on a lot of them. There are 24-page books that do come out floppies. That's still giving you 2 more pages than the other one. You got more of an interaction with the creator. You can have tiers sometimes where you could be in the book, where you get a bunch of other things that aren't given to you with the $5 book in the store. So, yeah, the price point when you see it in a crowdfunder for a book is high, but you're getting a lot more and you're more involved, and you get to follow the creation process. There's a lot more benefits to that crowdfunder book than there is to going into a store and buying 10 books that are crap stories from a corporation.
Oh, correct. I agree with you on everything you said.
What I'm saying is forgetting something else, guys. There's a demand for comics, and there was a time when Diamond said, "We're not going to deliver comics." And the big 2 said, "Pencils down," and the states shut down cons across the fucking nation. If there's crowdfunding, that's because that's the only way comics were getting to fans.
Well,
they're gonna have to deal with that now.
Well,
they built that.
I'm agreeing with everything you said. But again, crowdfunding helps the artists and the creators, 100%. You get more money that way than you ever did working for a business. But the offset is the comic book stores and the retail part of it on the mainstream is going bye-bye.
But see, they were going bye-bye because of what Diamond did, not because
it doesn't matter what Diamond did. I'm saying right now, as it is said, we can go back and look at all the stuff that happened. And like I said, that shutdown hurt more than anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
But
this is cause and effect for that. That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is
It's
we're
not the
transitioning away from going to a store.
Look, some people put retail tiers on their campaigns, and they try to make the books affordable enough so the stores can make some money. The stores don't want to take a chance on indie creators.
Well, here's another thing. So
you can't blame the indie creator for making it available and then nobody jumping on it.
Okay, hold on for just a second. 90% of the quote-unquote vendor campaign tiers, if you look at it, there is no deduction in price.
Oh, no.
No, let me finish.
I'll show you a bunch of them, dude. That they
Okay.
Decent retail, a decent
Do you,
rate for the retail.
do you understand what the percentage? And I'm going to say this.
Yes, I know, dude. Trust me, I know. How long have I been doing campaigns and helping people do
I'm not
this
talking
shit?
about campaigns. I'm talking about wholesale to retail. Okay.
So now you're changing it. We were talking about campaigns and retail.
We're not talking about campaigns,
retail
but I'm
tiers.
talking about if you're doing a tier for a store.
Yeah.
Okay. I own a comic book store. And
Yeah,
I go on
and we
to
make it so
Kickstarter.
that you get some money, we get some money, and you can
What is-
still make some
What
money.
I'm saying is,
That's how they do it.
What is the discount that you're giving? That's the problem. Because most
Dude,
comic book
if
stores
they're
get-
smart, they give one that's good enough. But I'm not going to sit here and argue with what people are doing. I'm telling you, I guarantee you people are doing it. Maybe the stores just don't want to take a chance on Kickstarter campaigns, because look at what happens to Kickstarter campaigns.
No, okay.
That's the problem. I know store owners, dude. I know people that put retail tiers on their campaigns that are decent price.
I have a store near me that likes dealing with crowdfund. Two stores actually. One's an art supply store that has a comic section, and they all are crowdfunded books only. And then my local comic shop has a section for crowdfunded books, and if it's something they think will sell that has a tier for retail, they pick it up. But the crowdfunding market that came into existence because of the COVID lockdowns and all this other stuff and became big, they're not, in my opinion, they're not hindering the stores as much as the major price increases for nothing extra. Like the books are the same size they were 10 years ago, and you're paying almost 3 times as much.
Correct. I agree
That's
with
what's
you on
hurting. That's what's hurting them, because I talk to the guys that own the stores. They're like, I'm making peanuts on what I'm shelling out as opposed to what I was making 5 years ago.
Right. I see. That's the thing with where I'm at. So everybody knows the website mycomicbookshop.com.
Yeah.
Okay. That company is 3 miles from me. Their main office, their main warehouse, everything's 3 miles from me. Now, what a lot of people don't know is they have a storefront. But the thing is, their bread and butter is the website. That's where they're making all their money.
Oh, yeah. A lot of them that make their money on the website. There's a lot of them that don't have the time to build a website.
The thing about it is, and I'm going to tell you the actual company that it is. It's Lone Star Comics. That's the company who owns mycomicbookshop.com. It's Lone Star Comics. They've been around since the 70s, and they've evolved into what they're doing now. But the thing about it is the back issues is right now the bread and butter of all the comic book shops.
Yeah,
That's the bread and butter.
If you don't have, I told my own comic store that, they're doing the pops and everything. I was like, if you guys went in the warehouse and dug out a lot more of that stuff that I need to fill my fucking runs and put that up in here, I'd buy a lot more comics in here. But I don't want this new shit. I don't want the new shit.
The retailers that love
I'd rather
being
buy
in
that
business,
newsprint shit from the 80s. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, you buy what you want. That's the whole thing.
This is the whole thing, though. Is like that's when books were affordable, man, and people didn't care about all the stupid shit. It didn't have to be a 9.8. It just had to be a good book. You know what I mean? I got somebody in the background. Hold on.
All right.
Welcome back, Q. It's a pleasure to see you again, my old friend.
In the midnight hour, she's up for your right. Yeah, we're the rebel, yeah. Don't give up the fight.
If you can't take a little bloody nose, maybe you ought to go back home and crawl under your bed.
And bloody nose indeed. What's up,
Dude,
y'all?
what is happening, my friend?
What's happening?
What's going on in the Netherlands, man?
What's going on? Well, a lot of things. Well, not that much, but it's a chill day. Sometimes sunny, sometimes cloudy. But right now it's cloudy. Again.
Well, yeah, you're in the Netherlands. You always get rain.
We get rain every once in a while.
What is up, Haldir? Tim O'Reilly, quit acting like you got something else to do. Park your ass in front of your camera and come out here and show everybody what you do, man. What you do. Over there calling us slackers and he ain't here. You believe that? Come on, guys.
What are you doing?
He's calling us slackers.
Who's that, Jim?
Jim, yeah.
Who was it that decided not to show up for the draw challenge?
Oh, that's that's okay.
He wants to stay home and play with his clay.
Yeah, he's a sculptor now. You didn't know that? Sculptor now. And Q is off on the journey of the Winter Soldier. Started this last week. It's looking good. Looking good.
Yeah. Thank you. Right now I'm dealing with the background. I mean, since he's standing around in the St. Petersburg square, I thought where he's gonna put it in the middle of a red square. I thought, okay, do a little bit of background for research purposes. So I simply Google. Sometimes I use Google. Sometimes I use Google Maps to see to get to the location.
Nice. So where's Crom going to sit in this thing?
That's a good question. Two things could happen. One, either be in the middle of the background somewhere here, or could be on one of the stickers or tattoo or whatever.
Man, he'd be
We'll
cool.
see.
He'd be cool as hell right in the middle of that star.
Yeah.
You should do your next piece in an outline of Crom's head. Do the whole piece inside the outline.
That would be cool.
Now you're talking. Now look. See, now people giving you ideas. You see what happens? You hang out here, people, hey man, do this, do that. You see what happens, warriors? See what happens? You know, I watched that movie again the other night. I have the director's cut of The Warriors.
And can you dig it?
Do you know what the director's cut is?
Yeah, it's like the first 6 minutes of the movie.
No, there's no extra scenes.
No, wait a minute. On the Warriors? Yeah, there is.
No, there is not. I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's just fades in and out to the comic book panels and pages from the Warriors comic book.
I gotta remember what
Only
it is.
addition to it. No, nothing different at all. That's the only addition to it.
Huh? Because I remember seeing the original version, and then I saw another version where before they go on the train and everything, before they get lined up and everything, there's a whole bunch of them, and then they go off as just a small meeting group. I remember that. And then, of course, the greatest ad lib of all time was that thing with the Coke bottles.
Well, yeah,
That was not scripted.
it's good stuff. Yeah, I sat here and watched it again the other night just because my favorite fight scene in all of cinema is the subway fight scene in the movie The Warriors. When I want to see somebody get the ass kicked, I go watch that movie. Good. What can I do?
So do you find yourself watching it a lot?
No.
Oh,
Once a month, maybe. You know.
Yeah, I watched Godzilla -1.
Say what?
I watched Godzilla -1.
Yeah.
Yeah, again.
Again.
I saw it in the theater, and when Toho decides to actually do something really good, they can put on a really good movie. And this one's probably the best Godzilla movie I've ever seen. It really gives the original one a run for its money, to the point that you really feel for the human characters. I mean, it's the destruction of World War II that was done on Japan, and you see the aftermath, and then he shows up and just makes it even worse. Was a brilliant idea to do.
Isn't it supposed to be the sequel to the very first Godzilla?
No, this is a standalone.
Oh, all right. I thought it was supposed to be a second to that.
No, because this one actually starts during World War II, and the original one was 1950s. Because the main character is this young guy who was a kamikaze pilot that basically failed, and he ends up on Odo Island, just like the original movie. They went to Odo Island. They kept that in the movie, and you get to see Godzilla for the first time as the monster and not radiated. And then after the war, and he goes home and everything's destroyed and everything like that, and he's trying to put his life back together. Then the United States starts doing nuclear tests and everything. And then here he comes. And the destruction scenes and the way the people are and everything is just, it's on a whole nother level. I mean, if they put this much effort into writing a good script for the MonsterVerse, the MonsterVerse movies, which are good, would have been a whole lot better.
Yeah.
But this movie just is incredible.
I like them so far. The only thing I didn't like about the new series of monster movies was the very first Godzilla. I didn't like the fact that they created an enemy for him, since he had such a vast library of
I'll tell you why that happened.
monsters.
I'll tell you why that happened. They didn't have the rights to the other monsters. Remember, Toho owns everything.
But then they used most of them in the second movie.
They got the rights to them back then, because if you notice, the only rights they got was Rodan, Ghidra, and Mothra.
Right.
That's all they had. They tried to get Anguirus, but that didn't happen. And so what they did, they snuck a skeleton in that looked like Anguirus in the movie. But most of the monsters they had to make up because Toho wouldn't let them have them. And because Toho is very guarded about Godzilla ever since '98. And they were real concerned about what Legendary was going to do. So, I mean, so far, the Legendary movies haven't been that bad, but they're not, I mean, they're good monster movies, but I think they lack the human aspect of it, like -1 does. -1, you really feel sorry for the actors. I mean, the hell they go through. I mean, it's just phenomenal.
Did you see the series?
Which one? The one on Apple TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. And there's some really good parts about it, but there's really some stupid parts about it.
Yeah, for the most part, I liked it. I know a lot of people didn't, but I found myself liking it.
And I understand why you didn't see a lot of the Godzilla monsters and stuff, because of the budget. But the problem I had with it, and I'm going to say it real quick, 1950s atomic blast to kill Godzilla, you are not going to have a Japanese national Asian woman there. they're not going to do it. It never happened. It won't happen. It's not going to happen because of the way the military was back then. And I was like, nope, that's not supposed to happen like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're going to go back in time, you need to stay true to what was going on at that time and not try to, gloss over it.
I definitely don't think she would have been at a nuclear testing site. Well, not testing site, but where they were going to use a bomb on a monster.
Well, supposedly that was Bikini Atoll.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way she's going to be there. No way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then,
Hey,
of course,
I have a fake Elon Musk follow me. Woohoo!
the parody one or the real one?
Another fake one. Look, there's a million of them, dude.
Well, no, I mean, there's only two I follow. I actually follow the real
I
one.
don't follow any of them. I'm saying I got one.
I follow the real one, and I follow. There's a one called the Elon Musk parody, which is just hilarious, and it just trolls everybody in the kitchen sink. And I mean, you can tell it's a parody because it actually says Elon Musk parody.
Yeah, I don't follow
And
that.
you're just sitting there just laughing at some of the stuff it posts.
I just look at the one. It's following me, and it's eMusk 39672. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's not him.
Yeah, no kidding. You know what I'm saying? That's a fake Elon Musk. I said that from me.
And then I just saw that they're trying to do the alternative to Twitter again with the thing called Claire. And I'm like, what? Yeah, it's supposedly for artists.
It's called what?
Claire, CH or CLAR, something like that. And I'm like, really? Good luck, guys.
Yeah, I don't get it.
That's what I said. I said, good luck.
Claire?
Or Clear or something. I don't know. It's one of those things.
Well, you gotta have a catchy name, yo. That didn't catch mine, so that didn't catch me. So
It's like Parler and all that stuff. But Parler was the one that you could see where the government got involved and wanted it shut down, and everybody shut it down because, oh my God, it's a terrorist organization. It's right wing and everything. We got to shut it down, and that's what happened. And of course, you get the other stuff.
Yep.
I would talk movies, but there's nothing coming out for the rest of the summer that's worth a damn except for Deadpool.
Look, Q's got the shakes. No, I'm kidding.
The shakes.
What do we got here? Hold on. Let's see what this is. Well, see, why don't you just come in here and work on it with us, my friend? No.
Come on, Healthier. Don't be shy.
Because, I'll show it, but it'd be cool if you just come hang out with us. You don't have to be on camera. Just do your work. You
can do it.
Doing that. Doing that. Look at your screens, my friends.
Nice.
You should be out here with us, showing the world that talent, man.
Now wait a minute, I'm confused. Oh, so he's using the one next to it as reference, or he did both of them?
I don't know. You'll have to ask him. He just said that's what he's working on. He's working on one. The other is what he's about to draw. I don't know. But looking forward to seeing how it ends up. Either way, right?
At least it's not Gregland.
Yeah, it's a reference. Uncheese reference. No.
Pops, where's Doctor?
I don't know.
Make sure he's
I mean, he's got admin. He can pop in here anytime he wants. Stephen B's got admin right now. He can pop in here if he wanted to. And I sent invites to everybody else. So anybody ain't here, the link is pinned, for Christ's sake. Anybody that ain't here, it's, what can I tell you?
Well, we know what Super Sculptor is doing.
Yeah. He said he's moving. I think he's just moving clay.
Yeah, he's moving from the living room to the bedroom.
To the bathroom.
I think he's just moving clay.
To the wall.
You guys give him way too much credit for actual movement. I just think he's sitting in one place moving clay.
No, he's pressing a button and going to a different camera.
Moving his bowels.
I know he's not here. And see, I don't like to broadcast the Doc's channel. I don't like to broadcast the Doc's channel when he's not here because I don't know if he's planning on going and doing something on his channel. You know what I mean? So, otherwise, we'd be picking up his audience like we usually do. But, anybody watching, y'all can share this out. It's okay. You can retweet and you can hit the little share button if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. It's okay. We're okay with that.
Sharon is Karen.
Now, Karen is Laurie.
No.
Okay.
You don't know what that means, James?
Yeah, I got it. That's what I said. Okay.
It's one of our people. Man.
I know.
And man, she played such a great Karen in our RPG game that people have drawn art of it and made shorts of it and even made a mayonnaise in her honor.
Wow, mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
You haven't seen the Needlemeyer mayonnaise, Q? Oh man. Look, it's one of the shorts on the channel. It'll take me a bit to find it. But Needlemeyer Mayo. If you go look on the channel in the shorts, you can find it. It's hilarious. I'll
look it up.
There are blankets. You can get blankets and cups and all kinds of shit with Dante and Karen on. Because people love Dante too. And yeah, I feel you, James. There ain't no good movies. There ain't,
Oh, no. I mean, I actually saw the list for the whole year for Warner Brothers. And I'm like, who the dumb fuck did this? No, I mean, I'm going to show you how dumb this was. Are you ready for this week of dumbness? So here we go. You have Dune 2. You have Godzilla, Kong movies, okay? Two big. You know you're going to make tons of money off these two movies, right? You have nothing for the summer, so Dune should be Memorial Day, Godzilla should be 4th of July, and you could do whatever the hell you want to with Furiosa around September. Who gives a shit? So, did they do that? No, they didn't do that. What did they do? First week of March, we're going to release Dune. Then the last week of March, we're going to release Godzilla. That's got to be the biggest, dumbest decision ever in the history of movie making. My God.
How come there's not a G.I. Joe movie every year on the 4th of July?
Dude, I want to tell you, that's a good question. That's a really good question. I'll tell you, you know what? If I was James Gunn, I would have set up for 4th of July a Team 7 movie.
Something, dude.
Or a Sergeant Rock movie.
Yes, a cap of Sergeant Rock, anything that's,
Patriotic.
any of them fucking universes. I don't even care, but why isn't there one on the 4th of July every year?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Let's bring that up in your next stockholder meeting.
Well, I don't own. I mean, I could say something. I don't own Sergeant Rock. Sergeant Rock. No, Sergeant
No, I'm
Rock is
just saying
DC.
the idea of a patriotic movie every fucking year on the 4th of July. How about that?
Well, that's a good question.
You brought up Team 7, and not to change the topic too much, but I think a book like that, a story like that, would actually be the best way for them to work their whole Wildstorm brand into existence again the right way.
Team 7 was, first off, great story. Second off, amazing artwork. I mean, that is some of the best comic book artwork ever done in the history. I mean, it is so damn good.
Well, if you look at it too, like they could do Team 7 to start it off. They could jump into Deathblow series. They could then take that and do a Backlash series because he was Team 7, and then they had that Black Ops, which was more like the modern day version of where that all went.
Well, you also remember Grifter's Team 7 too,
right?
So, and Grifter's part of Wildcats.
So, and I think it would be a nice way to keep that whole universe like cohesive and all together.
But again, that's just mismanagement.
So, DC, if you hear me out there and you want to hire me,
they don't care. No, I mean, really, they don't care because you're looking at somebody who's been yelling at DC for months, and they don't even listen to me.
None of them care. That's the problem.
Well, like I said, those special interests got in there and fucked everything up.
I got to tell you, it's like, because I used to like Wildstorm a lot. I thought that was the brand over at Image that had a potential to run with the big guys for a long time. And I was so disappointed when he just decided to sell it off to one of the major two companies, and then like half-heartedly try to keep them going.
No, I'll tell you the true story behind Jim Lee and Image Comics. Jim Lee wanted control of X-Men. Originally, this is 92, going 93. So Marvel didn't see any of those guys, but just as artists. So it was basically Rob Liefeld and McFarlane, and Rob Liefeld and McFarlane were known as troublemakers at DC. And at Marvel, I'm sorry. And so basically they got everybody in a hotel, and Jim was there. They got Mark and Valentino. Jim Valentino left because he saw the writing on the wall. He was going to be gone anyway. He wasn't making good money. He didn't have a great, but he had publishing knowledge. He understood how business worked in the comic book field and like that. So he was basically like the grandfather that was coming in to maintain the company. And Jim Lee's idea was, I'm going to go off. I'm going to show you what I can do, and then I'm going to come back, and you're going to give me what I want at Marvel. So Jim went off with him, created all of his stuff with Wildcats and all that stuff. And he, 6 years into it, he talks with Marvel. This is when Heroes Reborn came out.
Right.
And he was trying to get control of parts of Marvel, and they said no. That they didn't care about it. They didn't care. But DC heard about the talks and went over and said, "Hey, we'll give you so many millions of dollars for your stuff. Come with us. And it was a lot of money. I want to say it was like $15 to $20 million. And back in the 90s, that's a lot of money, especially comic book business. And Jim jumped. Jim had never planned on staying with Image, ever. And Jim jumped to DC. And the thing is when DC got a hold of his projects, they shelved everything. But he was in a catch-22. And then as he moved up inside DC Comics to where he is now, if you notice, he's kind of put out a little bit of Wildstorm here and there, and starting to do that. And that's why he got with James Gunn about the Authority, and he got the Authority approved for one of the movies. But Jim's whole purpose was never to be always with Image Comics. He never ever said he was going to stay independent. He wanted to control one of the big two.
No, it didn't need to be him staying with Image so much as just. I guess he just,
it's his mindset. I mean, his mindset.
Yeah, because I would never think of. I mean, now I would but I wouldn't sell him everything I had. Like if someone came to me and said, "Hey, I'll give you $4 million for this character that you put out that I just happen to like and I think we could do a lot with," I'd be like, "Yeah, okay," because I'm not selling them my whole entire creation, like all my characters and all that stuff. So I get it to a sense, but
you have to understand the mindset he's in. He just came out of Marvel, which under contract with Marvel, when he created Omega Red and some other characters, all those characters he created were automatically theirs.
Right. So
in his mindset, okay, they're just characters. They're just characters. I make money off of them, but I'd rather have more money. And that's what, and if you remember when he first came in, what did they give him? Superman. Right off the bat, he got Superman. And then he got Batman.
Yeah. I mean, I guess when they brought their characters over to Image, their whole selling point also was like these are the, we gave Marvel.
We're going to prove that we were doing it the right way. We're going to prove you wrong.
Right.
That was the whole aspect, that we know what we're talking about. That was the whole aspect behind it all. And there was a lot of good that came out of Image. There was a lot of bad that came out of Image, especially in the behind the scenes stuff with publishers and everything.
But that's the one thing I'll give Rob Liefeld credit for, is the fact that aside from a bad deal that lost him most of the Youngblood characters, he kept his characters. He didn't try and go somewhere to sell them to another company.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one thing about Jim Lee that I'm disappointed in it. I get why he did it, but it just shows me that there wasn't a love for the stuff he was putting out.
No, that was the whole key to it.
Yeah.
Rob always loved his characters. He guarded his characters.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jim, on the other hand, he saw his characters as IPs.
Right.
He saw his characters as money, and I understand that too. I'm a businessman. I understand that.
Yeah.
And he had the opportunity to make a lot of money and get control of stuff that in the other ways he couldn't have. And so he jumped at it, which is fine, which I understand why he did it. But the problem I have with Jim, and it has nothing to do with his art, okay? I'm going to make that clear. Jim Lee, to me, and he gave me some one-on-one drawing lessons, which I hold, very, thankful for. Him and Kerry Gamble both did it. And the only problem I have with Jim right now is his way he's been running DC Comics.
Yeah.
And I can't tell if he's doing it as revenge because he thinks they screwed his characters over when he came over there, or if he's just doing it because he's playing the political game. And that's the problem I have with Jim.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to ever know.
Well, no, I could probably get it out of him if I go one-on-one, talk with him one-on-one during a board meeting or something. I could probably get it out of him right there.
I just think he's in a position now with that company where if he cared at all about his characters, he'd be trying to put them into that universe the right way, or just making a separate imprint and like start it all over with, from the, like I said, like come up with a new formula that makes it more cohesive. But it just kind of like peppering them in here and there, and then they come and they go, and then they brings them back like 2 years later in a different role. It's kind of weird.
For me, I'd have kept them separate. I would have kept a separate universe. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how I would be doing DC Comics if I was in control. And the way I do it, very simple, very easy. I'd have 3 branches of DC Comics. And this is exactly what I would do. Branch number 1 is the straight DC Comics. You know what I'm saying? It's the old school, we're doing DC Comics. Brand number 2, Wildstorm. Wildstorm's its own universe. That's where it needs to be, is its own universe. And then part 3 is what I call the Black Edition. And here's how the Black Edition would work. You know how Mark Silvestri did his Black Edition books?
Yeah.
Okay. So, independent comic book creators, you think you can do a better Batman or better Superman or better Justice League or whatever, characters and stuff. Well, I'm going to give you your chance. So, the Black Editions is like this. Say, we're going to license out characters to you to do your story, to do your artwork, to do everything. You're going to have to pay for it in-house, and then you bring it back to us, and we will distribute it for you. And you will get 75% of the profits. Now, say you want Batman. Well, that's going to cost you $5,000 up front. Say you want Commissioner Gordon. That's going to be $250. Say you want Catwoman. That's $1,200. So you want to get the characters, and you must guarantee a 3 to 6 issue miniseries. You have 1 year to put it all together, send it back to us for approval, and then we'll print it and distribute it for you, and then you'll get your royalties. But everything is in-house to you. That means you got to pay for everything up front. That's exactly what I do. You know how many independent artists would go after that with certain characters? The only rules would be,
I think the payment for the licensing of them would have to come after it's approved, because not too many people will put the money up front to not be approved.
Well, you'd have to do a submission where you can look at it.
Right.
But
so did you guys look at the screen? Did you see the work that he did here?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That looks really cool.
That was reminds me of Stephen Platt.
Is this the same person? Who's this?
Yeah. That's Hal Deer.
Nice.
Very nice. Nice chainsaw.
Not bad.
Nice chainsaw. Very nice chainsaw. Very, very nice chainsaw.
I'm liking what Q's doing with this background here too.
This is what I'm busy with. Idea.
But the main issue, if you're going to do DC Comics, is to get the fans back into trusting your product.
Right.
And to give them a price point that they can afford.
Well, that's going to be the biggest thing across the board right now, is to get the price point where people can buy. Like I was talking about this the other night with someone and on another stream, and one of the biggest problems is you used to be able to go into a store as a 10, 11-year-old with your allowance money or whatever you made cutting the grass or delivering newspapers and buy like $5 or $6. And now it's not pocket change anymore. You have to go in there with $20 just to get like 2 or 3 books. Like, it's crazy.
Can't get the kids engaged if it's not affordable for kids, man.
Well, I mean, it's just like going to fast food now. Fast food ain't $5, $6 anymore.
Yeah, well, that's because of COVID.
Well, it's the same principle. I'm just saying, same principle. Everything went through the roof.
The cost of living isn't
So,
people aren't making the
every
comparison.
show offs where we go through decades of comics, and I can show you exactly when each time they went up in price, and it's a gradual thing that continues to happen and has happened forever.
Yep.
The quality of the product itself, the paper and everything got all nice and glossy and pretty. The content inside got shitty. But the point is when it was affordable for kids to buy comics, kids bought comics.
Right.
Yes, I agree with that.
There's no buts about that. They know that. They don't cater to they're not trying to get the next generation of readers anymore, dude. They don't care.
That's the whole point. When Disney bought Marvel and when Warner Brothers took over DC, they wanted the IPs. They didn't care about the comics. They didn't care about production of anything. They thought it as IP movie. That's a TV series. That's what they saw, and that was the big mistake.
I'll tell you, they should start caring about it again because the movies and the TV shows have they're on a downward slide now.
Well, again, on that, if you look at the movie, this is the thing that I'm trying to explain to DC, to Warner Brothers. The movies are failing because their comic books are failing, and I'll explain. So I'm going to just go through a couple of movies and explain why I say there's a problem with the movies and the comic books. So let's take The Flash. The Flash movie, besides Ezra Miller being a complete dumbass, that movie came out, but the comic book of The Flash wasn't even in the top 250 comic books of selling. That means it wasn't even selling 10,000 copies a month. That's sad. And you saw the results when the movie crashed and burned. If you look at Blue Beetle is even worse because Blue Beetle didn't even have a book out. And that movie was even worse. And then you move on to Aquaman 2. Well, we know what happened to Aquaman. 6 issues in, they canceled the book because of lack of sales. It got down to the point where it was only selling 3,500 copies a month. Then you move to Black Adam. Now, Black Adam, oh boy. Black Adam could have been a fantastic movie. But their mistakes were, 1, they put it out at the wrong time. 2, they had backup characters that were carbon copies from Marvel that nobody gave a rat's ass about. 3, they race swapped Hawkman. And 4, the comic books for Hawkman, Dr. Fate, and Black Adam were below the top 150s. Now, if you see the ramifications here, copying Marvel, race swapping, lack of sales in comic books, all 3 are factors of why these movies failed. Not to mention some bad script writing. You see what I'm saying? If you had, say, Superman was selling 250,000 copies a month, and you were going to put out James Gunn's movie, that's almost a guaranteed success because everybody's in the comic books and everything like that. Is it? No, not even close. The only books that are in the top 150 comic books right now are Batman related.
I wanted to like Black Adam, and I got to tell you, from 5 minutes in till the end of the movie, I felt like I was being browbeaten by someone's, agenda.
The things I liked about Black Adam, number 1, Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate was perfect in the movie.
Oh yeah, he was probably the best character
in the movie. He was the best. The thing was with Black Adam, nobody knows who he is. They know who Shazam is, and they know who Superman is, but nobody knows Black Adam.
Unless you're an existing comic fan, yeah.
Okay, but I'm saying general public, nobody knows. That's the problem. Yep. That's the problem with what DC and Marvel are doing. They're making character movies based on characters that nobody knows and nobody gives a shit about.
Black Adam should have been introduced, in my opinion, in one of the Shazams first.
Exactly.
And then brought out into his own movie.
Correct. And that's the same thing with Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel could have been one of the greatest comic book movies of all time.
Yeah.
If they'd have done it the right way. What I mean by the right way is real simple. The first Captain Marvel movie, you should have gone with Rogue. You had Rogue in your pocket. You had her. You should have had
Not this one.
Hold on.
Not this Captain Marvel, but I meant.
Hold on just a minute. So, if you'd have had Carolyn Danvers as Ms. Marvel and had Rogue fight her and knock her into that crystal, whatever the hell it was, that became Captain Marvel, and then have Rogue have her mental breakdowns to the movie, that would have sealed Captain Marvel and would have brought the X-Men in to the DCU.
Well,
and let's face it, in the Infinity Gauntlet stories, the X-Men are part of it.
There's a couple of things. One, Marvel messed up. Like they were setting up this version of Captain Marvel that Q's showing. They were trying to set him up to be the next Captain Marvel in the Marvel universe, and then they decided, hey, we're going to make everybody a woman. So they went back to that route. So that was one misstep I think they made. They could have just brought her in as another.
They should have brought her as Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
They should have brought her in as Ms. Marvel.
Right.
And done the story where she takes over as Captain Marvel after Rogue beat the shit out of her.
Yeah. They should have done that.
That's exactly what they should have done.
And you know what else upsets me about the movies? Like you saw the last Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
They made Warlock so damn stupid.
Yep.
Well, if you read the books about Warlock, he's not really that brilliant, smart when he first comes out in the first place.
Yeah, but he's more in the comics. He's more or less like he was just born basically.
He's not run by some female.
In this one, they made him like a dip.
I mean,
there's a difference between being.
It's like he's older,
new to the world.
I would not have. I will be honest with you. I would have not brought out Warlock in the first place.
He should have come out during the Infinity War.
Yes.
No, I'll tell you the thing that should have happened in Infinity War. I'll tell you exactly what they should have done. They should have gone and got Thane. Because Thane is the only one, and he's the only one in the comic books that stopped Thanos. Thane is the guy that stopped Thanos. If you read the Infinity stuff, it's
not got anything to do with why the Warlock should be there. Warlock should be there because he was a pretty major part of the story.
Yeah.
Not because he's the one that wins, because he's a major part of the story that they just kind of removed from the fucking whole cinematic universe.
They removed a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that they removed
until they decided to do this dumb shit.
Well, they used him. So they set him up early on before that in one of the Guardians of the Galaxies. They showed you his cryo chamber or whatever it was.
Yeah,
they should have used him in that storyline because they were going to use him anyway. So the fact that they brought him into the universe and then used him like as not even a secondary character, like a third string character that was just like duh, like it was horrible.
It was bad. I mean, come on, he was a major part of the the whole Infinity War, all that. He was a major part of that, and yeah, whatever. His battles with Drax, come on, they've done this Guardians of the Galaxy thing, it's like when they first came out with them, they should have had some kind of history between him and Drax, because what was Drax's whole purpose? Kill somebody. His whole purpose was to kill somebody, right? Thanos wasn't Drax that his whole purpose? Yeah.
For killing his family.
Yeah. Okay, that was his whole purpose, right? So Warlock had a big part of that whole storyline. Come on. They just left him out. And then when they brought him in, it's like he's his sister's little bitch. It's like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Come on. I got a whole bunch of Warlock comic books. He's one of my top 5. Okay. And just like every other one in my top 5, Elektra, Thor, Silver Surfer, they've ruined them on the big screen.
Yeah, he was one of the
Well,
guys.
now, I
that
will
liked
say
him.
this. I will say this: the Silver Surfer in the Fantastic movie, I thought they did a good job with. For what they used him for, I thought they did a good job with.
He looked great.
Yeah, it looked good, but I just
Like
wasn't.
when he went through the board, his own board to look backwards.
Oh no, I thought that was just freaking awesome.
Yeah, I mean they did an excellent job, especially if you look at the time frame that was done. But
Those the first 2 Fantastic Four movies that they'd made, not the one that came out in the 90s that nobody saw or was never released, but
Right.
the 2 that they made, they weren't that bad.
No.
I was disappointed with how they did Galactus, but
Yeah.
they weren't that bad.
Well, yeah, they showed you a cloud that looked like his shape.
And never get Doom right.
I'll tell you the number one character that Marvel movies have screwed up so much that they can't get right if they tried. Phoenix.
Yeah.
Who?
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
They screwed her up every time they've used her.
Twice.
That's what I'm saying. They need to pull their butts out of their brains and, you know.
The only time you really saw the Phoenix as the Phoenix was in the reflection over the water at the end of, I forget what was that, X-Men 2?
X-Men 2, yeah.
X-Men 2, and then you saw her with Sophie Turner when she came out against Apocalypse.
Hmm.
You saw her there. Now, I will say this about the Age of Apocalypse movie. Except for Apocalypse himself, the movie wasn't that bad. They actually, and I thought the girl that played Psylocke was dead on. I was disappointed with Archangel, you know, but all in all, it wasn't that bad of a movie.
Well, yeah, you had Olivia Munn playing Psylocke, so.
Yeah, and then she destroyed her own career after what she said.
Oh, I don't even know about that. What'd she say?
She went off about how the costume. She didn't like the costume. She thought she was more of eye candy than being an actual character. You know, the typical bullshit.
Hey, listen, don't go out for the part. If you know what the part is, don't go out for it if you don't like it.
Dude, everybody knows what Psylocke's part is, especially when they did that mock interview in Wizard magazine back in the 90s. Do you remember that? They're talking
What
about
is it?
Okay, so supposedly they did this fake interview with the X-Men in Wizard magazine. It's a tongue-in-cheek funny thing. And they're interviewing Cyclops, and he's talking about doing combat and all this stuff and how hard it is like this. And Psylocke walked past him and he goes, "Yeah, keep talking. You don't go into combat with dental floss up your ass." That's actually in the interview. And I was like, that right there, if you understand Psylocke, that's her character. Right. You know what I'm saying? She's tongue-in-cheek, and she knows she's sexy, and she knows how to use it.
Right.
And if you're going to take the role, study the role. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's aggravating. A lot of people take these roles or take these parts and then they complain about them. And it's like, well, no one had a gun to your head to do it.
I mean, I'm just sitting there going like, if you don't like the character, why did you take the role?
Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense to me.
Because I'm pretty sure she didn't take the role, start doing rehearsals, start doing filming, and at that point they said, "Oh, by the way, you're going to be wearing this."
Well, here's the deal: she was on what was that? X4 channel or whatever it was, the Geeks channel.
G4.
Thank you, G4. She was one of the main hosts. She knew all about the X-Men. She knew about Psylocke. You know.
Well, you know, she used to do cosplay before she even became famous, right?
Yeah, I know that. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you, lady?
Yeah, you're complaining about something you made your career on.
Oh, and speaking of cosplay, I got to give my hats off to 2 girls, because when they showed up, when they did the video for that cosplay, I was like, oh my God. But 2 girls did the cosplay for Kill la Kill with the really skimpy outfits. And I almost fell over because it looked just like it was in the anime. If you haven't seen it, that anime is 100%, 1,000% fan service. And it is great.
These guys are killing it, people. You got a wrench? You got a wrench? You mad at this network? Drop your links. Just do that. Just do that.
Just do it. Do it.
Drop the links. Drop the links to everything that's going on.
What?
I know tonight we got Silverline is closing out their book. Silverline team up on my comic. It ends tonight. I'm gonna drop the link to that over here. Go check it out.
Guys, I'll be right back. Nature calls.
Put it on hold.
See, when that happens to me, I just play the long video.
Mm-hmm. That's how Rush got famous.
And just play this trailer right here. It's 3 minutes long. I'll be right back.
No, you heard about with Rush, didn't you? When they put out the I think it was Tom Sawyer, because it was so long that when the disc jockey needed to go to the bathroom and stuff, they'd play that song, and it just got more and more airplay.
Yeah, I was a DJ at Z-Rock. I never heard that story, but the 90s were a wonderful time in rock and roll.
Well, no, that was the 80s.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, I worked at Z-Rock. It was a wonderful time in rock and roll. Look, man, I've been a Rush fan since 1974.
I'll tell you, I thought the 80s were fantastic. As a teenager, the 80s were just, man, seeing concerts and going on, all that stuff. And then when I got to the Army and went to Japan, it was like everybody in the kitchen sink would come to Japan to tour, and you see them like every other week.
Mm.
It was great. And there's nothing like seeing a concert in the Tokyo Dome.
Well, I've been to a few, like a lot of fucking concerts. And,
What's your best concert you've been to?
well, no, I'm not going to talk about the best one. I'm going to talk about this one right here. This is me and my friend Guy Hamilton. We were going off to see Alice Cooper.
What year?
St. Paul Civic Center, I believe.
What year?
Oh, dude, this is a long time ago. Come on.
Well, yeah, I figured it's in the 70s.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yeah, when I was a little bitty.
This show is actually this actual show is part of music history. Alice Cooper's show, somebody by the stage blew off a bunch of tear gas canisters.
Oh, God.
During the show.
Why'd you do that?
So we're way up in the nosebleeds, right?
Oh yeah.
We're way up in the nosebleeds. So Alice like says, "Fuck you," and leaves the stage, right? Checks out. Okay, everybody by the stage is running. Well, we're way up there. We don't know what the fuck's going on, right? What's going on? What the fuck is going on? Everybody's just running. Well, by the time that tear gas had permeated up to where we're at, ain't no exits that you can get. I mean, it was like, everybody, like, there's like 8 of us, and we're all like holding on to each other, and trying to get through the crowd and get out the fucking place. It was bad. We're a bunch of kids, it was bad. But look how pretty I was. Yeah.
I remember the first concert I ever went to was Iron Maiden and Twisted Sister. And my brothers had to take me because I was only 15 years old.
I was sneaking out to go on concerts when I was 12, dude.
Yeah, but the thing was, I had to go all the way. I had to go 90 miles just to get to the city to see the concerts. I was out in the middle of nowhere. I couldn't drive. And luckily, my brothers, well, my middle brother mainly, he was in this. We were both in the same type of music. So if he was going to a concert, I'm going with him. So of course, we all went together, and yeah, I was watching concerts 86, 87. Then I got in the Army. And I ended up in the Tokyo Dome. First concert I ever saw in the Tokyo Dome was Kingdom Come, Brittany Fox, Rat, and Bon Jovi. And that concert was fucking awesome.
I couldn't tell you a best concert because I've been to so many goddamn good ones.
Oh, I mean, I've like I said, I've been to a lot of them, but I just remember the first ones I went to. And first time I've seen bands and stuff. I remember going to a club called The Basement and seeing Pantera, and then coming back that Sunday to do their video shoot for Cowboys from Hell.
Yeah,
and then to find out they lived 3 blocks away from me.
I've seen everybody back in the day. Everybody. Nugent, Aerosmith, Rush, I've seen Rush 24 times at least. Kiss, and just everybody who was touring. Pat Travis, anybody who had a band that was touring, I saw. If they were any good at all. The only band that I regret not seeing is Tesla.
Tesla's good. Tesla's very good.
I know they're really good. They're one like up there in bands that I mean it's a serious regret.
I'll tell you the band I said I would never go see again, and that was Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, I lucked out on that one because while everybody else got rain trapped at PIR that weekend. Because there's only one that went in and out of Phoenix International Raceway when they came here, or when they went to Phoenix to play, and it stormed and it washed the fucking bridge out, and there was no way to get, and people were stuck there.
Well, the one I was at was the one that Axl blew, where James Hetfield got hurt by the pyro, and fucking dipshit a-hole Axl Rose. They did 2 songs. Axl got mad and walked off the stage, and I was in the concert, and that's when the riot happened.
I also saw a Motley Crue show that I was very disappointed with. It was the last show of their tour. They were at Compton Terrace in Arizona, and they did like a 45-minute set. It was the final show of the tour. That's supposed to be a blowout party, right?
Yeah, but you're dealing with Motley Crue. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like they were on stage all of 45 minutes and then they were gone. It was like, what was that?
Yep.
Bill, this is the big show, the final show of the tour, blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah.
Yep, I understand on that one.
Now, one great show I went to, I mean, I'm not a fan of the person himself or his politics, but Roger Waters' Radio Chaos was one of the best stage shows I ever saw. It was awesome. there was like 26 different people that were in music that came up and played different songs during the show. What's the dude's name? Jim Lamb from KLOS was on stage in a little DJ booth, DJing in between the songs, just like the album has the DJ in between the songs. It was a great show. That's all I can say. It was a great fucking show.
I'll tell you the weirdest. I went to a concert that I did not want to go to because of a girl, and I got to tell you, I went and saw Bryan Adams. No, hold on. And the guy can actually freaking rock. And he would do all of his songs that everybody knows, and then he'd come out for his encore, and he was playing shit like by Kiss and by just everybody you can think of, and he was just fucking going to town. And I'm sitting here going like, holy shit, this guy's actually really good.
He came to Phoenix with Journey. He opened for Journey.
Yeah.
It was Aldo Nova and Bryan Adams and Journey. That was the show. Two nights in a row, right? Because they sold out the first one right away. So they booked a second night. They did it again. Phoenix has a tendency to boo opening acts off the stage. They're just a shitty crowd, right? Now, Bryan Adams, as good as he is Stephen Perry. And these people just sat through Aldo Nova. You see what I'm saying? Bryan didn't get the greatest reception when he finally came out on stage.
Right.
It didn't last long because those girls came there to see Stephen Perry. They did not.
I understand. Like I said, when I saw him, it was his. He was the headliner. So
it's like I felt bad for anybody that had Rush open up for them. Anybody.
I'll tell you,
out on stage and just fucking tear it up, and then you had to follow. Tear it up.
I'll tell you a concert I went to that I was surprised with, and that was Aerosmith and Skid Row.
Skid Row was good.
Skid Row was really good.
Look, Sebastian can fucking sing. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, this was on the Youth Gone Wild tour, so this is their crowning opening moment.
Yeah.
They really know what they were doing.
I was definitely a fan of Sebastian and Skid Row, definitely. I mean, there was a lot of good bands back then.
The thing I always got was, you'd have the concert line was like Poison and somebody was coming this week, and in 2.5 weeks you'd have Whitesnake coming, and then in 2.5 weeks you had Motley Crue coming. It was like every 2 to 3 weeks another band was coming in, and you just like every Friday or Saturday you were down at the big arena watching the concerts.
Yeah, I did go to a lot of them, man.
The
last one I went to was R40.
The last concert I went to was Nightwish.
Oh, I saw Rush did the 40th anniversary tour, or R40 tour, which was just amazing. They were just as good then as they were the first time I saw them. They fucking jammed.
Yeah, but I saw Nightwish, and then before that, I got to see Baby Metal. And I'll say this about Baby Metal: one, the girls can sing, and two, the guys are really good musicians. Although it's almost all in Japanese, which that's fine with me,
Japanese. Another band, if you've never seen and you get the opportunity to, Black Label Society is badass. Go see Zach jam when he's jamming with the boys. But if you can ever catch Zach on an acoustic tour, I swear to God, don't miss it, because the dude can do everything. He's amazing.
Oh yeah,
everything. I've seen him play. You know that song by Elton John, "Candle in the Wind"?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, I seen Zach play this shit on the piano and sing this song live. And Elton John, for all the badass that he is, wishes he could make that song sound that good. I'm just saying, Zach just killed it, blew it away. It had the whole crowd just sitting there going, "What the fuck?"
Dude, you'd be surprised at what the guys can, especially metal guys, can actually play.
Dude, he can play piano and fucking, I mean, everything. Zach's pretty fucking,
Oh, I know.
pretty talented motherfucker. Yeah.
I got to see him a couple times when he came with Ozzy. So
I got to see him with Pride and Glory before Black Label Society. I got to see him with Ozzy. I got to see him with fucking Black Label Society a couple times, and I got to catch that acoustic tour I'm talking about, where it was just him and JD, his bass player.
Yep.
And they just sat on stage a couple of stools, but they just did all kinds of different shit, piano and violin and fucking everything. It was badass. And JD plays a fretless bass. Did you know that?
Nothing wrong with that.
The bass player from fucking Black Label Society jams a fretless bass. That's hard to fucking do, man.
Well, the thing about it is, the original basses that you had before the electric bass, they were all fretless.
Yeah, that's a lost talent. That's what I'm saying, man. It's like, I don't know that many bass players can do it and do it well.
You know.
Yeah. Anyway, that's your music education
For today.
For today, you know. We're about that time where we usually wrap this thing up. We have an episode of John's Long Box. We're doing 2 random episodes of that today. One at 4 o'clock because there's no show offs. My boy Dave's on vacation. So hope you're having a good time, Dave. Usually goes and tries to find a comic shop wherever he's on vacation at, you know, in exotic places, and sends us video and stuff. The last one was super cool, so I'm hoping he finds another good one this time. But yeah,
real quick, I know you're about to wrap everything up. Did I ever show you guys the book that I got in after it came back from print?
Which one?
No, you did not.
The one I kickstarted? Here, let me show them to you real quick.
All right.
Oh, nice.
So these are the, I don't know if you can see it that well. Can you embiggenate me?
Yeah, hold on. Okay, here we go.
Thank you. So these are the, let me get this light off. The covers for the regular flip book.
Right.
This is a cover I did. This is Andy Smith did this cover for me.
Andy Smith, I'm talking to him about getting him on the show right now.
Yeah, this is a cover he did for me. So I've having that done. This one here, you can't see it, it's wrapped up, but it's a wraparound cover I did for it.
Right.
And then this was the standard, the cover A for the campaign. But I also had in the campaign, and one of the reasons it took so long, there was so much stuff, is I had done a black and white art book that had a lot of the black pencils and inks from various pieces. Then I did all these. These were character bio cards that were in the campaign.
Very nice.
And let me see if this is all of them.
Nice.
Yeah. So I had a bunch of them, all different characters. But then this was the biggest thing in the campaign, and I had 5 different covers. This is one of the few I have left, but it was a hardcover book, nice bound hardcover, and it has. This was basically like an anthology book, so it had 6 different stories in it for different characters and stories that I plan on doing in the future. And then I used the alternate covers as like chapter markers. And this was another cover by Bart Sears. Did this one.
Sears, hey.
So I was lucky enough to get the 2 of these guys to do covers for me for my first time out the gate.
That's awesome. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you. And I have a couple of names coming up on the next campaign too, so stay tuned for that.
Goody, goody.
I had one show up. I don't remember. I don't remember
Yo,
anything.
Pops.
I don't remember anything about this. Okay.
Sword of Justice.
I don't know. I mean, I look inside of it, and I'm reading the names, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I know Silvio Spotty, but we don't like talk. And okay. It's Veronica Lopez, the colorist. The editor is John Taylor. Proofreader is Christian Maasbaum. There's a Francesca Henley Taylor, associate editor, assistant editor, and Silvio and Raphael. I ain't even gonna try to butcher that name. Did covers, but I do not remember any of them people being on any of our shows or anything. I don't know where this book. I mean,
when did that come out?
Well, I mean, I just got it. It had to have been
really?
recent Kickstarter, but I'm just like, I don't recognize any of these people's names other than Silvio. And like I said, I didn't. It's not like we did a countdown or had him on a show or anything. I don't remember this book at all.
Maybe it was an impulse buy.
This is what I try to tell people when I come out here and we're talking about like countdowns and stuff. Right? Sometimes it's the impulse thing, right? But I mean, I don't. It might have been a gift, just somebody trying to fucking get me to promote their stuff or whatever. I don't know. I just don't.
That's possible, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I look at my thing. I don't see it on there. I didn't. I mean, but now you got 3. I had to go look at 3 different crowdfunding pages and see it. But I mean, I don't see that. Christian, tell everybody where they can find you, brother.
Well, like I said, you can go on over to foresight11.com under my name there. That's my website. All my social media links are there, the ones that are actually working. And you can sign up for free there to stay in the know when I'm coming up with a new campaign. The next one will be in July, after the 4th sometime. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'll be here on the madness.
You know it. You know it. James.
You can find me at my website, onesteins.com. You can also find me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Minds. You can find me pretty much anywhere and everywhere. So look for me.
There you go. I am Pops Van Zandt. You can always find me right here on the Madness Comic Network. Q, where do people find you, bro?
Yo. You can always find us here in the Madness Comic Network on YouTube and Roku.
There you go. Peace, everybody.
There you go.
Later.
Peace. Later.
billions of years old, wages war on the universe. Entire star systems are vanishing without a trace, leaving devastation in their wake. Nexus, the intergalactic guardian of lost souls, must stop the unnameable terror and its expanding scourge of destruction. The totality of everything in existence will collapse upon itself if he fails. With the fate of the cosmos in the balance, Nexus must confront his most dangerous adversary yet. Can he save creation from total and certain destruction, or will darkness reign supreme? Find out in Nexus Scourge, the all-new epic sci-fi adventure from Eisner-winning co-creator Mike Baron, exploding with Kelsey Shannon's dynamic artwork. Available now at baroncomics.com.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz
how to drive.
hands. Jazz hands in the right.